Hey guys, in today's video I wanted to give a brief overview about binders for mold illness and mold exposure. So this video is not for medical advice or nursing advice. This is for informational purposes only. If you have questions about your specific situation, feel free to reach out to a healthcare provider so that way you can get the treatment and the advice that you need. If you're looking for a provider that does mold testing and treatment, I would suggest doing some research in either the functional medicine specialty, naturopathic medicine specialty, or the integrative health specialty. That is where I see a lot of providers talking about this sorts of things and doing the testing and treatments for mold and toxin exposure and things like that. So, for binders, they're a very common thing that I see for treatment for mold and toxin exposure when it's built up in someone's system. And those can be either in supplement form, or I believe there is at least one prescription form called cholestyramine. Well, the majority of the binders that I see are actually in supplement form. And what they do is when you take them, they will bind to the toxin and the mold spores to it. And then you just get rid of them through the GI tract when you go and have a bowel movement. They can be very effective of clearing that stuff out of your system and bringing the load down. So there are many different types of binders. One caveat that I have seen is that I've seen people get put on a trace minerals complex depending on what binder they're taking, because there are different types of binders. Some of them are more what's called broad spectrum. So what that means is that the binder, say activated charcoal, for example, because that's one of them, will go and bind not only to the toxins in the mold spores, but it'll also go and bind to like the trace minerals in your system. Like it's broad spectrum, so it'll bind to things that you don't really want it to bind to. So that in order to help keep those levels up, I would see people get put on a trace minerals complex supplement to help make up for that while they're on like a binders like that. Not all binders require that by any means, but it is something that I do see sometimes. There are some binders that are able to bind just to the toxins in this in the mold spores without binding to the nutrients, like chlorella. And like there's a spectrum as far as uh, binders that can be used. So, like I said, definitely recommend talking to your provider about what options you have, or and which options you might need for your specific situation. I've seen people be on a combination of them, of binders, like some of the gentler ones and then some of the stronger ones. I've seen some people like they get rotated through, so they'll like rotate between different binders kind of thing, like to add that kind of coverage. So there are a lot of different ways to do it. So that is all I have for this overview. I'd love to know your thoughts and your comments in the comment section below, and I will see you in another video.